Hello there, I am B827 Protocol Droid, at your service. Today we will be talking about 4 more funny Star Wars plot holes and try to clear the air. Number 1. Luke's Jedi training with Yoda lasts about a day. Plot hole: Luke arrives on Dagobah to begin his training after the Battle of Hoth. In the short time it takes the Millennium Falcon to get to Cloud City on Bespin and for Leia, Han, and Co to be captured by Darth Vader, he has already learned enough to be considered a proper Jedi in Return of the Jedi. The prequels tell us that it really isn't that easy. Explanation: firstly, although it feels like maybe a day or two has passed for the trip to Bespin, it was actually much longer. With the backup hyperdrive powering the Falcon estimated to take at least a few weeks to get the ship to Cloud City. Director Irvin Kershner is reported to have expressed regret for not establishing the passage of time as clearly as he could have done. Number 2. Galen Erso wasn't nearly as helpful as he could have been. Plot hole: in Rogue One, Jin's father Galen, Mads Mikkelsen, sends a message to Saw Gerrera about the weakness he designed into the Death Star. But why didn't he send the plans as well rather than forcing the rebels to go on a huge quest which leaves most of them, including his daughter, dead? Not helpful, Galen. Explanation: some fans suggested that in attempted to solve the 40-year-old why was the Death Star designed so badly plot hole, director Gareth Edwards had created another. Edwards himself explained why Galen's message was so cryptic to Radio Times. Galen was worried his message would be intercepted and somebody would hear where the flaw was and fix it, he said. His goal was simply to let them know it was possible. He couldn't just tell them it was the exhaust ports. He added that we didn't even see the whole message, as the Death Star attack on Jedha cut it short. What happens in the rest of that message is obviously cut off, but what I feel it is probably saying is that they had to organize to meet so Galen could tell them how to do it. I think that ideally he wanted to just give the idea that they needed a conversation about it securely. Number 3. R2-D2 wakes up just in time, for no reason. Plot hole: the end of The Force Awakens all happens a bit too quickly. R2 emerges from his years of hibernation like a beeping deus ex machina, and oh look, he just happens to have the other half of the map they need to find Luke. It's all too easy. Explanation: BB-8 to the rescue. Writer Michael Arndt explained that he basically went up to the sleeping R2-D2 and told him that they had the other piece of the map. That causes him to start booting up again. As for the map, R2 stole it from the Imperial computer on the Death Star all the way back in A New Hope, which we thought was a clever and satisfying way to tie up that loose end. Number 4. Leia couldn't have remembered her mother. Plot hole: Leia famously shares her memories of her mother Padme Amidala with Luke in Return of the Jedi. Just images really, feelings. She was very beautiful, kind, but sad. But we learn in Return of the Jedi that Padme died immediately after her twins were born. Explanation: the real reason for this is probably that George Lucas wasn't paying enough attention to the original films. But there is a canon explanation, too. We haven't used the hand-wavy powers of the Force to explain too much yet, so you're going to have to let us get away with it here. As Vader's daughter, Leia is strong in the Force, even if she never trained as a Jedi. And there is a rare Force power called psychometry, which allows Jedi to sense the past of an object. The theory is that Leia had this power or something similar that allowed her to remember what her mother was like even though she died so long ago. This theory is supported in the canon Shattered Empire comics set after Return of the Jedi. On Naboo, Leia senses the battle in the palace with Darth Maul, and also experiences a vision of Padme turning to her from a stained glass window. Thanks for watching. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and may the Force be with you.